What about the media other than Nollywood? Because okay, Nollywood, they are the filmmaker, yes, they do that. But what about the thing that we read on the paper? I mean, the talking of newspaper, talking of the National Information Agency of Nigeria. I mean, how much are they giving in terms of orientation so that the parent, because now it is not the children that we really need to talk to. We need to talk to the parent because this abuse is actually coming from the parent, not the children themselves, no? So later it's going to come from the children because they are going to inherit this from the parent.
Yeah.
So because these parents are getting information, they are respecting the authority in Nigeria. In terms of the information that is being disseminated from this channel that is controlled by the state, what do you think need to be done in that area?
I What needs to be done is basically, like you said, the right information should be passed across. The right information should be passed across in state owned television, national television. The right information should be sent across. But how do I put it? For us that are organizations that are into children and young people welfare, holistic welfare. There are times we are disappointed, sorry to say, with the Nigerian government. Some of the things they allow to be aired on national TV or on the space, the television space. There are some programs that should not be allowed. Some programs that should not be allowed. Some programs that we know in Nigeria, all it promotes is indecency, both in the dressing, the language, the script, everything about it. But sadly, it's been allowed, it's been promoted, it's been given free hand. So we hope that it boils down to having the right persons in power.
To be a great content creator in today's fast-changing economy, you need one thing: storytelling. Storytelling is a powerful instrument to leverage either for personal use or for your business success. This is why this training class, Storytelling for Content Creator and Digital Entrepreneurs, was created. It is designed to help you leverage the power of storytelling so you can stand out from the crowd and earn more in your business. Come to obehi.com/storytelling and learn how to leverage your storytelling skill to earn more as a content creator and digital entrepreneur. You need the power of storytelling to stand out in the competition. So let's explore it together. See you in the class.
It boils down to having the right persons in power, because countries like Rwanda, that President Mugabe, we have seen that he has changed so many things in his country. There are some African countries that have stood up and said, if it's this, we don't want it. We don't want it. There is a president, I've forgotten his name now, that said a theology certificate. Those things he puts in place is checking so many things. It's checking so many things, and the country has gotten better for it. So we need people like that in Nigeria that will stand up for the right and say, no, national TV, don't show this. Show this instead. No, censor this. No, don't put this out there. So till then, like I always say, there is a limit to what an individual can do.
There is a limit to what individual can do. I'm trying to understand what is okay, I know we did make mention of this before, which is the effect. If people continue to abuse the children, if the adult don't take care of the children, what are the consequences of that? So I want you to help me say something there, because this is where you work, though.
One of the message I often pass across in interviews such as this is that a broken child is an adult that will cause so much damage in future. So much damage in future. Now, you might think you have trained your children right. It's okay. They know the right thing to do. So there's no need for me to support any organization doing things about children. And then I tell them, have you forgotten that nobody is an island? Your children move out of the house and mix up with other children. What happens between that time and when they come back to the house, you have no idea. If you don't support us to put things right for other people's children, it's a cycle of life. It will come back. It will come back. It might come back and meet with your children. That's just the truth. So if you see any damage being done to a child, speak up. Because a boy child that has been exposed to abuse, sexual abuse, might end up being your child's bunkmate in secondary school and will influence your child. There is a limit to a child's resistance to pressure. There is a limit. So don't just care about only your children. Spread out your love to other people's children. You see a child that is street children. We have lots and lots of street children in Nigeria. Do something about it. Because if you leave these children to survive using street sense, using street what they learned on the street. These are children that would not have access to good job opportunities because they don't have the qualification for it. They didn't go to school. So at the end of the day, what happens? They are the ones that will knock on your door with a gun. They are the ones that will knock on your door, your car door, and bring it with a gun. Because that's the only way they know how to survive. So like I always say, one for all for one. It's not just about your child. Care about every child, because for how long can you protect your child? Just by your strength. For how long? They will certainly mix up with other children. So if you don't support organizations to counsel children, to create awareness for children, what this other child is learning that is not acceptable, the child will inculcate your child into it without you knowing. So as much as possible, support programs that has to do with children's welfare. Don't just love only your child. When you go to school, make sure that other people's children, if you can, you see a child walking so sad into school, call a teacher, ask the teacher, can you please check up on that child? What's wrong with that child? Yes, I know we can be so busy, you might not even have time to notice those things, but try. And when you notice them, speak up, say something, do something.
I love what you said, no? In a very clear example that if we fail to take care of these children, they're going to be the one that is going to welcome. They're going to be on your door the next day and say, "Hey, we are come for the money." Mm-hmm. And you are going to die, or they are going to die. That is the price of negligence.
That's the price of negligence. Yes.
If we look back to our culture, African culture, that is very rich, children were supposed to be the responsibility of everybody to grow.
Yes.
It is not just for one person. Because you are a rich person, you have a better children. Because you are poor, you have poorer children. It is the responsibility of everybody. Okay, I'm not saying that they need to pay you to go to university now. Because what is university anyway? What is education anyway? It's about learning the code of life.
Yes.
And this code of life was in the hand of the society. Everybody was supposed to learn and be part of it. Do you remember how frequent it was in your time? Okay, I'm not saying you are an old woman, no? When you were a child, how frequent was the cases of armed robber in your time?
It wasn't. To be truthful, it was nothing close to what we're experiencing in Nigeria now. It was nothing close to that, because I remember while growing up, even in school, then a parent was another parent is allowed to caution another child when he or she sees the child misbehaving. Even in church, even on the streets, like you rightly said, in Africa and specifically in Nigeria, it's believed that the society, the community raises a child. It's the responsibility of everybody to train a child right. But these days, the sad thing is, if you caution a child, you might be rebuked by the parent or the guardian. Why should you talk to my child that way? These days it's a common thing to see in school, where a parent will come to school and ask you, why did you rebuke my child for that? You should have told me. You had no right to. So all of these things are combining to make it an issue raising children. It has become an issue because the good things that were done years, like when I was much younger, we don't enjoy those things anymore. We don't see those things. The society putting hands. Now everybody's like, or you're in Nigeria means on your own, mind your business. So we should just go back to everybody living in harmony, everybody trying to look out for one another. Like the Nigerian police will say, if you hear something, say something. If you hear something, if you notice that how do I put it now? If you notice that the next house by yours, the maid there is being abused by the son of the owner of the house, say something, report them, because at the end of the day, the disadvantage might just spill to your home. So it's always good to let's all watch out for the child, every child, every
It's,
child.
it's true. It's true. And because we are talking of the children, we are actually talking of the future. We are talking of the country. We are talking of Nigeria. You see, in the time of colonialism, particularly, the European, for them to be able to get grip of Africa and, of course, put it into the knee, they wanted it. Actually, we have gone beyond the knee now. We are crawling. Africans are crawling on the ground. They're not even on their knee. They took the children and they created the children because they didn't really want to care about the adult, because the adult, you are going to die off very soon. Particularly when you don't have a system, you are going to go very soon. So the future, the eyes actually should be on the children. If we are a country that want to amount to something important in the future, if we fail to look at our children, if we fail to take care of them, we'll just be lying to ourselves, because very soon, many of us that are old, we will soon die. Then those that are young will replace us. If we maltreat them, then they are going to learn that and they are going to basically replicate it. And that is going to be very bad for everyone. Now, when you say people should intervene, people sort of support projects like yours that are sort of working for children, what do you expect them to do? How do you reach out to them, and what do you expect them to do?
Okay, for example, now you live in a neighborhood and you see a child being abused, we advise that you go to the police station, report it, and let the police come and do their investigations. If you don't want to go to the police, because there are some persons that naturally they don't want to have anything to do with police getting involved in their issue or them getting involved in going to the police station, we tell persons that just don't want to go to the police or have anything to do with police, we tell them, okay, go to organizations, like come to Sweetest Kiddies and report that something like this is happening to a child. We have BRCI, that's another organization in Cross River State doing so much for the Nigerian child. Go report to them, but say something, don't just keep quiet. Then if you don't have the time, these organizations, month in, month out, they're doing so much. Support financially, because when we go from one place to another, we go with volunteers, we have to think of their feeding, we have to think of accommodation. So support financially. If you can, go online, go, and then the ones you have seen has a track record of doing great things, of doing things that are impacting the life of the Nigerian child. Support financially, reach out to them and ask them, what can you do to help out?
For people that want to get to know you, that want to work with you, how can they reach you?
Okay, first of all, you can check my website. We have a website, www.sweetestkiddiesempire, one word, sweetestkiddiesempire.org. That's .org. www.sweetestkiddiesempire.org. You can also reach me on my personal number, plus 234 703 5911 200. That the country code Nigeria is plus 234. Then my number 70359 200. Then you can another easy way to reach me on LinkedIn. For those of us that are on LinkedIn, you can reach me with the name Nikita Nkese. Nikita Nkese. You search on LinkedIn, you will see me, Nikita Nkese.
All right. Now, what would be your recommendation for parents who have children, and now you are telling them what to do so that their children can actually grow to become better people in the society? What is your message to them?
My message is, I always tell parents this: allow your child dream, nurture their dream. Don't force what you think your child should be on your child. No, allow them be that which God has put into them to be. When a child says, I want to be a teacher, I want to be a doctor, I want to be an artist, I want to be a footballer, that dream of theirs, that it came on them, not anybody pushing them into. Nurture it. Speak kind words to your child. Don't use negative words on them. Yes, you can. I believe in you. I trust you. You're that giant. You will make a difference. You're my superstar. Use positive words on your child. Use positive words on them. Expose them to every good thing you can. Expose them to books, expose them to libraries, expose them to we have lots and lots of groups these days that organizes things for children. Summer is just around the corner. Involve them in summer schools. Things, allow them their creativity, let it show. All you can do to make your child's life better, do it for them. If you can, please, I tell parents, I advise parents, cut down on the time your child spends on television. They might not like it now, definitely. They won't, in short, they would not like it. But you as a parent, you know that good thing you're doing for them. They will thank you for it later. They will certainly thank you for it later. Reward them. There's a reward system you can use to make sure your children do the right thing. You give them a book to read and then you say, okay, they might think, mommy and daddy rewarding me for reading a book. Give it to them. Give it to them. It's called, you're baiting them, BAIT, with a book. So you tell them, okay, read this, summarize it, submit for me, and I'll give you so amount of money. They're like, okay. Now you want to, because they need that money. So they think you don't have what to do with the money, but you know that reading will expand their vocabulary. Reading will take them to a place they have not been. Reading will make them more appreciative of things around the world. So at the end of...
Thank you so much for that. Now, what would be your final statement here to conclude the conversation?
So the conclusion, to end our discussion for today, I would say, in all we do, let love lead. Let love for another human. Let love for another child. Whatever you want people to do for you, in a world where we can be anything, let's be kind. Let's be kind.
That is very important. There is no better word than be kind. That's powerful. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm grateful.